Hi everybody, welcome back. Today's video is the last part of my curriculum planning series. And today we're going to go through my organization and record keeping. So I'm going to show you my homeschool planner and some of the binders that I use for organization. So let me go ahead and jump in with the planner. This is the Erin Condren Teacher Planner. This is, I believe, my third year using this. And instead of getting my name on it, I got Homeschool with Love and Wonder. Just what I chose to print out this year. And this is one of the kaleidoscope themed because I have my life planner is kaleidoscope. And so I thought it'd be cool if they coordinated. And I haven't filled out the front at all yet. I've simplified this year, so I'm not doing quite as much in it as I have in years past because I felt like I wasn't using some of the things that I did. So it's pretty simple, but I did make some of the changes in here that I've made in the past, and I will show you those. So here I just taped in, these are also Erin Condren notepads from a few years ago with some Erin Condren washi tape. And I just have my weekly plan and prep and my monthly plan and prep, kind of what I want to do at those times. So when I sit down, I know what I'm supposed to do and can try to focus instead of trying to think through what did I need to do. And I am planning on doing a monthly plan and prep with me as we go into September. So look out for that in the next week. I'm hoping to get that done really soon because it is almost September. Okay, so I did change some tabs. And I've done this in the past, and I will again link to Jen McIntosh because she shows you beautifully in her blog how to do this. But this, I don't remember what it said before, but I changed this to lists. And this was like a contact thing, I think, for teachers, which wasn't super useful for me. So every year we've used this as for read alouds, but I've realized that we don't get through 2 pages of read alouds. So I made 1 read alouds and 1 adventures, which could be like field trips. We're definitely more limited, and I'm a little bit more nervous about going on field trips this year, but I'm hoping we get to some. We'll see how the year goes. And yeah, so I just write down as we go. We're on our 2nd read aloud right now. And usually this is just the things we do in the evening as a family, but I may add the ones we're doing during school as well. We just started Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, and oh my goodness, if you haven't read it, it is so fantastic. We are loving it so far. That was just a side note. This is the same. This is just the year, and I used Erin Condren sticker dots. I know people have ones, I think, from Chrissy Ann Designs that they love. But I just got they were separate. These ones with the gold were in one of the school sticker books that I have from Erin Condren, and the other ones of these came in a pack I ordered separately. So I just did like the different terms, and there just wasn't enough of every one color to do 6 weeks. So I just did like 3 weeks at a time in one color, and you can see so where the stickers are or when we're doing school and where they're not are breaks. And these are exam weeks. And then these other special days are birthdays for our immediate family that I put in there. And, oh, I thought I was missing my husband's, but I'm not. We're good. Okay. So I changed this next tab as well. And again, I can't remember what it said, but I changed this to nature. I've used this a couple different ways in the past, but I really like using this for nature. So I'm hoping, and these could count as field trips or adventures as well, but I'm hoping to do more hikes. I want to be a person who goes on hikes a lot. We have been outside a lot, but it's usually here at home, and that's okay too. I have my garden and orchard. I take a lot of work, so we do tend to spend quite a bit of time here, and the kids just run around outside, and I am working on making like a natural playground for them next year. If you want to see how I do that, I will definitely have it on my gardening channel, but I might also do a different video on that for this channel too, so let me know in the comments below if you would like to see that. And anyway, so we can put hikes that we go on here, but I thought also when we do nature journaling and other things that I think are significant for nature, we can put them in here as well. Okay, and then this I changed to rhythm. I think it said graph, honestly, because it's this graph. Here, let me show you. I have some blank pages here I haven't used yet. This is what those pages look like. I cover this with a piece of paper. And I like to do that because it makes it more flexible. Then if I need to change things up, I can just untape it and put something else over it. And here, this is for our, okay, so this is our daily schedule or daily rhythm. I will link here to the homeschool routine video I did. And then over here is our weekly routine. And I like using these stickers because then I can move things around. These ones are, so these are all Erin Condren. These ones are from sticker books and sticker sheets, but these are actually the snap-in sticky notes. And so if you haven't used those, just so you know, like they have a sticky portion at the top here, but then they don't stay super well. So I did use washi tape on the back to make these stay a little better, but they still will come off cleanly if and when I want to change them up. So it just goes through Monday, kind of our morning block and afternoon block here. So morning school, afternoon school. And then I made a note of what the different family school things are, or extra loop, which refers to here. Kiara school for a second grader, Tieran school for my son. The handwriting's a little messy there. I may rewrite it at some point, but I think it was really late while I was working on this. Okay, and then we get into the months. And let's see. We did start in July. I don't have a lot in here right now. I actually don't have a lot here either. I didn't use these as well as I want to, but I did kind of jot down some goals here. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do September's with you in a video of just going over what I want to do in the month. So it's in these days right before here. So if we look at September, here I already have a note here. There's some sounds I want to work with my son on. So I'm going to make goals for each of my 3 kids, what I think we want to work on like individually with them, what we might want to work on as a group, and any other goals I have here. There's like dates to remember here, but also I'm more likely to just put them in the calendar. Like we're going to try to take family pictures on that day. My brother-in-law's girlfriend does photography and she is so sweet. She came out once before last year. Nope, it was not last year. She came out before the baby was born and took some family pictures, but we were desperately in need of new ones. And yeah, I'm so thankful that she's willing to do that for us. Yeah, so and I just put, these are the stickers that come with the book. They come like in the back, and then you can just put on the ones you want. And I put in the fall equinox here because I like to mark that and make that special. And yeah, so that's what I have in there right now. But these will all be filled out more as I do September plan. At least that is my intention. And then I do the weeks as we go, and I can show you. Well, I still need to finish putting in that week here. I can show you like some of how I've done. They're pretty simple. I have, markers that I like to use, colored markers, as I'm planning. So that's what that week looked like. Again, I will do a monthly planning, and then I'll probably also do a weekly planning to show you again. And I can link also to the weekly planning I've done before. It hasn't really changed that much. There's a few tweaks, but for the most part, it's very similar. And all these months are the same, and the weeks are after the months, which is nice. That was a change they made for last year, I believe. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but I really like that. That's really useful. That's better than having them all in the back. All right, and then I changed this tab here to my daughter's name because I made a reading log for her. So these are the pages that look like this, and I have set them up in all sorts of ways in the past that looked gorgeous and were kind of fun to set up, but I didn't end up using them. So you can see some of my past homeschooling planner videos. I will link them, and then you can get ideas. And if you can use them, I think that's a fantastic way to use them, but I wasn't. So what I did is I actually copied, let me see if I can find it again. I copied the page that I turned into lists up here. And yeah, so I copied these pages and I printed them out on sticker paper. And then I put the sticker paper down on top and, put other stickers and decorated. And this is all sticker paper as well. And so I have a reading log for her. Now she's reading a lot all at once. Oh, the lighting got weird. I'm sorry. And so I think I'm going to have to do it again and make at least another page for her of that. And I might also add a page for my son. He's starting to do like really early, really simple beginner readers. We are working on that in conjunction with Logic of English. They don't have the kids doing the readers as early as I would like. So I'm supplementing with that. Yeah, so that's basically all the pages in there. And then it's got this pocket in the back here, and I keep, let's see. So you will have seen some of these before. I reprinted them. I need to change the color ink on my printer. I just printed out these next 2 term grids. So this is the next 6 weeks. We're doing a break next week. And then we're going to be starting in this one. And then So I just have these two, and then the other ones are after the holidays. So I'm going to wait to print those out until then. I don't need to have too much in here. And then I have a kind of a cheat sheet for Italian, what I'd like to do. And I'll get more into this in an upcoming video as well. I've got, see, I fixed up my math lesson lists for both kids. I do have my notes on my weekly and daily routine here, just in case, I guess. My history terms. I've got some history timelines I've printed out in advance there. That's actually some like paperwork for homeschooling, geography, artists, literature, and this was the material list for our science curriculum that I made some notes on where things are. So just a lot of helpful papers in here, and when I'm planning, I pull out the stack and refer to some of them. Now, the back of this pocket was like attached here, and it couldn't fit as much, and so I did break this apart and put some washi tape here in hopes that I can fit more in there, but I haven't really tried it yet. Then I did get some of the page protectors, and I don't have anything in the front of this one yet, but what I do have back here is we're required by the state to do a minimum course of study for our kids, and send that in to the state. And so this is the one I did for my daughter, and I just keep it very simple, just the subjects that they're requiring of us. So it doesn't include things like Italian on there because we're not required to do foreign language, but obviously I'm still doing that. And then this is kind of a cheat sheet for my portfolio planning for the end of the year. We send in a portfolio to the state that's supposed to be based on what we had planned in our minimum course of study. So this is an idea I got from another person who's been homeschooling in Vermont for a while, and I adjusted it for me, and I kind of just went through the different months up through April so that I could potentially just put it together early, even before we finish the school year, and have all the samples that I need for each subject. So it also helps me think about, like, for example, as I was putting this together, I need 2 samples for like Vermont specific, and what we're doing for Vermont is learning about Vermont and US elections and government. And I need to figure out some sort of sample that I have a physical copy of to put in the portfolio. So I'm still thinking of that. If you have any ideas, please let me know below. Because mostly I read them books and talk to them and such. So, and we'll be looking at who our representatives are. So that's, yeah, that's that. And then I have the same thing for my son. They're very similar because a lot of the subjects we do together, but kind of pared down because he's doing kindergarten, she's in 2nd grade. And then obviously for things like reading and writing and math, they're working on different topics, but otherwise pretty much the same. And the subjects that we cover in there are the same. It'll just be, the math sample that I put in will be him doing things that are obviously a lot easier than the things she is doing. And that is all I have in there right now. So that's my planner. I tried to move it so it was in better light when we started, and then the light moved on me. This is my planner. This is where I'm in it pretty much every day. So that was my planner. Now I'm going to take you with me and show you some of the binders that I use to organize our schoolwork throughout the year. So let's go look at that. So you will have seen this if you saw my homeschool room tour, and if you watched my videos, you might have noticed this in the corner. This is just a cabinet from IKEA that I got years ago, and it actually had doors that I took off when we moved here. And it actually needs to be cleaned off a little bit. There's, I think, a few rogue things on here that shouldn't be here. But we've got our math basket on here and some of the books that we've been doing recently. And my kids' Logic of English, they each have their own little book here. So you can see I actually have bookmarks in there, but I still write down which lesson we did last, and that helps me keep track of that as well. And then what I really want to show you here are these binders. So this is actually mine, and this, you know what, let's bring this to the coffee table and I'll show you what's inside. Okay, just move some of these other books here. Okay, so this is mainly just for me to keep worksheets and things for them to work on before I give to them. And so I did have it in different sections. I think this section is for history stuff, which I don't have anything in there right now because I need to get this week's together still. But this is just some writing stuff. Actually, we're taking a break this week, so I don't need to. And then some math worksheets back here. So I just have pre-printed some of this stuff that I can then pull out when we're going to need to use it. And then it's just, I know where it is and it's safe and not in the way. And then sometimes when I do work with the kids, I'll put it in here as well in the front, and it's kind of like my work space. But let's put this back and look at some of the others. So these are my kids, and we went out last year. I think we got these from Target. We went out and I let the kids choose their own. And please excuse random tripods and books all over the place. This is my son's and this is my daughter's. Let me show you in here. So this is just where these are basically what I'm calling their portfolios, but I don't send everything that's in here into their portfolios, if that makes sense. I save pretty much all their work throughout the year. And so there's things like coloring pages and writing samples for math. These are some things we were doing. Math worksheets. These came with the Curiosity Chronicles curriculum we're doing. Right, so you can kind of get in any map stuff we do in here too. What this doesn't have is her, so sometimes I get them coloring pages and they don't do them and they put them in here, and then occasionally they'll come back and do them later. So each child has their own. Obviously, the baby does not yet, but when she's older, she will. And they live here, and they don't tend to go into them unless they're coming back to a coloring page. But I will take their work and put it in there for them after the lesson. Last couple things I wanted to show you. This shelf really needs an overhaul, but right now it has the stuff I need on it. So I'm just going to show you a couple things up here. This is in my dining area. So this is stuff that we always do at the table. Now some of the other stuff we do at the table and we'll pull out here, but this is the stuff I want to have in here. So these are our nature journals. Each of us have our own, and they live here for me to pull down when we want to do them. And obviously our artistic pursuits books are here, and just a few, I'm losing my thought. A few other things up here, but for record keeping, what I wanted to show you is these are for Quiver, and there's two because one is for my daughter and one's for me. So coming to my table here, again, please excuse the mess. Let me fix the lighting a sec, hold on. Okay, so sometimes it's either cleaning or filming, and today I decided to film this video for you because I really wanted to share this with you. So this is actually empty for right now because we haven't started doing our Quiver yet. Our first one's going to be Where the Mountain Meets the Moon, and this is my binder. So this has all the information I need on here. I just printed out the whole Quiver. Yeah, so, and then in the back here I have a little folder, and it has these blank sheets that I use for my daughter's copy work. And what I still do as of right now is I write it on the line above and have her write below. Now as the year goes on, I might adjust that. I might maybe write it on one piece of paper, have her copy it on this one, or I might let her read it in here. The issue is that we've been writing in cursive, and this is in print. And so she then has to translate like the print to cursive, and she can read print. She knows like how to work between print and cursive. But it just is like one additional step that I don't want to make her do right now when we're working on handwriting. The other thing I have back here is a cursive chart, because sometimes, especially with capitals, I need to review what I'm doing. The capitals are just so tricky. I just don't use them as much. So when I'm writing out her copy work on here, I refer to that so that I know that I'm getting it all right. And then when she is done, I will put it in her binder. And so that's just like the one separate place that we keep things, just so that it's in this space and easier. And then she also has 2 unicorn binders, so of course we need to use them. The one thing I wanted to mention, because I did open this up and show this is very long. So this is an arrow, I believe. Yeah. So this is for slightly older kids. I think it's aimed at 3rd through 5th graders, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure. And she's doing 2nd grade this year. And so what I will do is I won't give her this whole thing. I will, I'll probably just give her the first sentence or the second sentence. So, but I will have her read the whole thing when we do when we learn about it, and I will talk about any of the grammar or other notes that Julie Bogart has in here, because I think it's just a really nice way of introducing these things, and I really like that. So that's how I organize it all. And at the end of each year, I clean out their portfolios. I recycle some stuff. I save a lot of it because I'm sentimental and have a hard time getting rid of it. This past year, I actually laminated a piece of artwork for them for the front and back, and I'm going to make little books out of it. It's still in progress, but I sorted through and chose which pieces we're keeping, and I just have to put the books together. But that way each year we can reuse the binders and kind of get a fresh start. I'm thinking about getting like little bins or crates for each of them to keep all their work in, and I'm sure over the years I'll be able to pare down more. But yeah, again, I'm sentimental, so it's just a hard one for me. I'm sure some of you out there can understand and have gone through that as well. So if you have any favorite storage or organization ideas for homeschool, I'd love to hear them below in the comments. Let me know. I enjoyed sharing my curriculum planning process with all of you this year. I think my lesson for next year was that I need to take some time with my husband watching the kids, take a couple days, maybe not even consecutively, but a couple days to just heavy duty spend the day doing planning and prepping, because I have felt like I've been doing this kind of when I can grab moments on the weekends and the evenings, and it probably wasn't quite enough because I don't feel fully as prepped as I want to be, but I continue to work on it. And I guess it could just be encouragement to you that you can still have a beautiful homeschool experience, even if you're not 100% organized, or if you don't feel 100% prepared. Just dive in and do it, and we'll get there eventually. And we're all just trying and learning together. So I hope you're all well. I'll talk to you later, friends.